This video goes over the illustration that's generated from Lincoln MoneyGuard 2 product, which is their Universal Life Combo LTC product. The first page is a cover page, but do notice there are only 5 total pages as part of the illustration that must be given to the client. There's some additional pages that we've gotten illustrated using the software, and we'll go over what those pages have in them also. Page 2 gives you the definitions right up front. Those are very self-explanatory. Page 3 is the statement of benefits, and you can see that we've got total premiums of $54,000. This is a 5-pay, so we're going to pay $10,868 a year for 5 years. This gets us $3,000 a month of long-term care benefits, $36,000 a year, and because we have 6 total benefit years, that's $216,000 total long-term care benefit pool available. Inflation option, you'll see that it is not applicable or not available. For this particular combination of years and age, there is no inflation option available. The deductible period, this is also the elimination period, and this is one of the key features of the Lincoln MoneyGuard 2 product. It is 0 or none. That means that for facility care or home care, they are entitled to receive benefits right up front immediately without any deductible period. The initial specified amount is $72,000. There is a residual death benefit of $3,600, which would be the amount available to the heirs after all long-term care benefits have been exhausted. The return of premium feature that we've chosen for this illustration is the smaller of the two available, and in this case it's $43,472. This is 80% of the total premiums paid, and it's available after the 5th year of premium payments. So starting in year 6, you can get back 80% of your money. This creates a lower initial premium than if we had asked for a full return of premium starting in year 6, but you do have that option. You also have some monthly rider charge amounts here, which you won't see in much of the other company illustrations that we look at. So it's somewhat unique to Lincoln. On page 4, we have the ledger illustration. You can see your 5 years of premium payments. Your surrender value starting in year 6 is equal to 80% of the premiums paid. It's very small in the early years because you really haven't paid much premium into it. We have the death benefit, which remains pretty close to $72,000 in all years. It does spike up a little bit just to keep it in compliance with the tax laws. There's an internal rate of return column for the death benefit, and then the gray area shows what our long-term care benefits are. We have a total benefit pool, followed by the annual amount of benefits available, followed by the monthly amount, and last we have an internal rate of return column on what that total benefit pool would be equal to. Page 5, the last page, gives you a little information on the tax status and is also the signature page. So we now get into the extra pages that are provided. If you were going to submit a paper application with a paper illustration, this new business data page is one that must be submitted. It's followed by an outline of coverage table, which is very similar to the statement of benefits, which was page 3, just looking at it in a different way, and the rider charges, instead of being monthly, are shown here as annual. We then get into a summary page, which really just goes over the same things that we've already seen. It does list it as a 0-day elimination period there, or no deductible period, so just worded slightly differently. The next page is a graphical picture of what the policy benefits are. It shows you the total benefit pool of $216,000, which is $3,000 a month, gives you the death benefit amount, and it also gives you the return of premium benefit. So once again, flexibility for the client, long-term care benefits if you need them, a death benefit if you don't, or a return of premium option. The next 2 pages are very useful for explaining to your client the other options that would be available. What would be page 10 shows the options for the same premium amount. So if we paid this $54,000 over 5 years, then we would have the following options available to us. We could take a 2-year level benefit, a 2-year level benefit with 3% inflation, a 3-year level benefit, 3 years with inflation, 4-year level, notice there's no inflation for 4 years, 5-year with and without inflation, 6-year level again, and 7 with and without inflation. This shows a 6-year level benefit which is the $3,000 a month, and it gives us our total benefit pool of $216,000, which you can see is significantly higher than most of the other options. That is why you will see most of these things run and presented to you from the Lincoln Home Office using a 6-year benefit period. It's really the sweet spot of this particular product. The next page, which would be page 11 of our illustration, shows for the exact same benefit amount, what would the premiums be if we were going to pay it in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, or any year in between. And it's very useful for clients that have smaller cash flow availability and might not want to make a single payment right up front. So you can see that for 5 years we've got our $54,340 worth of premiums, but if they wanted to pay that up in 1 year, they would save about $4,000 in total premiums by doing it in 1 year. Gives the client a little bit better picture of what the options are. This is followed by a policy expense analysis report, which might be very useful if your client is an engineer or a CPA. Otherwise, we would recommend against using that. And then that's followed by the long-term care insurance personal worksheet, which is 3 pages and is usually part of most applications. So if you're not taking an application right then, you certainly don't need that, and I would not use that as something to give to the client.